Hey, I'm Kav Temperley. We're at Plug 7 Records. Come on inside because I'm going to show you a bunch of records that I love, some that I don't love so much, and everything in between. So come on in. So the first album that I ever bought was a CD. Actually, it was a cassette. It was a cassette of a band called Faith No More and their first album, Epic. And at the time, I thought, you know, having slap bass and rap in a metal song was the coolest thing you could do. Unfortunately, that turned into a genre of music called nu metal, which let's hope never comes back again. So if I had a record player on a desert island and I just had to listen to one record over and over again, it would most definitely be the Beatles' White Album. I think that this album really helped me to learn how to write songs. I got like a Beatles songbook when I was young, and I was always really attracted to the White Album for some reason. It feels like the Beatles like being recorded and not being produced for the first time, so there's a rawness in it and it just sounds wicked. So my guilty pleasure is probably Sting. He had an album called Dream of the Blue Turtle. I even wince when I say it. I'm like, Sting? The thing about Sting is it's a really hard one because he was in the Police, and the Police are still cool, and they made lots of really cool records, and you listen to Police records and you're like, that's cool. But Dream of the Blue Turtle is like, there's maybe like a couple of songs on it where I'm like, yeah, this is still cool, and then there's 3/4 of the album that's actually just terrible. So I'm gonna call it though, Sting is my guilty pleasure. So my favourite make-out record, or as I like to call it, sexy time record, is Massive Attack's Mezzanine. These guys were like, the first 3 records were all consistently awesome at the time, but I think in this kind of world of electronica now where everything's done in the box and computers, the amazing thing about this record, it was actually recorded in a studio to tape, so it still sounds absolutely mint. Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Deja Vu. It's quite well documented that probably the worst thing that Crosby, Stills and Nash did was get Neil Young into the band, because really it was never quite the same afterwards. But this album's amazing, the harmonies are wicked. I was obsessed with this album for a long time, and it really drove me on to get together a bunch of friends and record a record under the name Basement Birds. So we basically did our version of Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. I'm not sure who was Neil Young in the band. I'm hoping that I was.